So, black film, as a model, is there such a thing as a monolithic black film? Um,
Oh, no, no, I don't think so because, you know, every black person's different. Every story is different, and every experience is different. And I think that is a very important point to make because sometimes, oftentimes I think that can get lost. And so, how would one define black film? Maybe it's where the principal creative forces are black and whatever else is. And I think maybe that's one way to look at it.
I think there must be some sort of misunderstanding. We're not here to clean your bathtub or organize your closets or make you happy.
Really?
Yeah. We're here to kill you. Did you see that?
Violent Daisy is, at its core, a coming-of-age story set in New York, and it goes through a lot of different tones and genres, and hopefully lands at this very humanist place. It's a little bit scary, a little bit funny, a little sad, a little strange. Probably a little different from what some people would expect from me after Precious. The idea for Violent Daisy came right before I got the job for Precious. And after I wrote the script for Precious, but before Precious came to theaters, I wrote the first draft of Violent Daisy. So after everything happened with Precious and it had done its theatrical run, I had something ready. And that's always such a big help, because after all the attention Precious got, to try to write something from scratch, I think it would have been very difficult to just sort of keep going straight through because you have a lot of other things in your head and you might be more sensitive to the pressures and the expectations of others. So when I wrote Precious, I didn't know if anyone would see it. I believed so deeply in the project, but I thought it was important. Just keep going, no matter what. Just keep writing, and didn't want to just sit and wait.
Violent in Daisy is very unconventional. It's not what you would call
indeed.
typical African American film by any stretch. Do you feel like a certain stigma to write things that are African American characters and themes, or?
Oh no, not at all. One of the a project I'm so excited about, a civil rights piece. I got the rights to a wonderful book about it fairly recently, so I'm looking forward to that. And for me, all these stories are, any really well-told story, it has something that's very universal about it. A lot of people who didn't look at all like Precious would come up to me after screenings and say, "I am Precious." They didn't look anything like Precious. And for me, the whole idea is, Precious can be Odysseus. And, the faces change, the places change, but, we're dealing with so many of the same things on this earth. And people would say, well, how could you relate to Precious? How could you? I absolutely could relate to Precious. Because for me, all of us have 90-something% in common. Could even be as high as 99. On a biological level it is. And so I thought we have so much in common with her. Who among us has never felt underestimated, but still believing in ourselves and knowing we have something to offer? And I knew for years, struggling to get into Hollywood, that's how I felt. And, she's black in America, I'm black in America. Now, whether you're a billionaire or struggling to get by, you're going to understand a lot. But still, I do think it goes beyond that. And, it touched people. And not to look at her as the other, but to look at her, to find ourselves in her. Same way we find ourselves in Luke Skywalker.
No, it was definitely a very universal story, and I think that's obviously the appeal. I mean, it wouldn't have gotten the type of response that it did if it weren't if that weren't the case. I mean, I commend you for that, finding the universal truth. This comes out June 7th?
Yes.
June 7th in New York and LA, and coming soon to a screen near you, Violet and Daisy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Finish the job or face the consequences.
I wish I was more like her.
Do you think your friendship might have helped keep you sane as you wander through this life of yours?
Roses were dead, and violets were too.
Are you sure everything's okay in there?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is Geoffrey Fletcher, and you're watching Reelblack.